On a quiet morning, the streets fill without instructions. No flyers are handed out. No announcements echo through speakers. People simply arrive. Police officers stand shoulder to shoulder. Veterans remove their caps. Families hold children close. Strangers stop their cars and step onto the sidewalk, unsure why their hearts feel heavy, only knowing they should be here. The air is still, respectful, waiting. Somewhere in the distance, slow footsteps approach, measured and deliberate, carrying more weight than sound ever could. A small procession moves forward. At its center is a flag-draped casket. It is too small for a human, yet heavy enough to silence an entire street. The flags do not flutter. Hands rise to chest. Heads bow. Inside the casket lies a K9, a police dog, a military partner, a guardian who never asked for recognition. No sirens wail. No cheers erupt. There is only quiet, broken by a single command and the sound of boots stopping in unison. These funerals look different from others, but the meaning is unmistakable. People who never knew the dog personally stand frozen, tears welling without explanation. Applause begins softly, not as celebration but as acknowledgement. A thank you spoken without words. The dog inside the casket once ran toward danger while others ran away. Now the world pauses, finally running toward him. Police K9s and military dogs do not choose their missions. They answer them. Trained from a young age, they learn to trust one voice above all others. That voice becomes safety, direction, purpose. When that voice calls, they move forward without hesitation. They search dark buildings, open roads, foreign deserts, and unfamiliar terrain. Every step carries risk they cannot understand, yet they take it anyway. Today the uniforms are pressed. The medals shine. But the hero at the center wears none of them. His service is written in memory, in loyalty, in the silence that surrounds his farewell. This is not just a funeral. It is a promise made publicly, witnessed by all, that this life mattered. That this sacrifice will not be dismissed. That this was never just a dog. For years these dogs served where words failed and fear lived. Police K9s tracked suspects through alleys at night, noses low, instincts sharp, trusting the path even when humans could not see it. Military dogs crossed unfamiliar ground overseas, stepping carefully through sand and rubble, searching for threats hidden beneath the surface. Each mission demanded courage without explanation. Each command required obedience without question. They did not understand borders or politics or why danger existed. They understood only the bond. A handler's voice meant move. A signal meant protect. A pause meant wait. That trust was unbreakable. When gunfire cracked the air, they did not retreat. When explosions tore through silence, they did not flee. Many were injured by bombs meant for soldiers. Some were struck by vehicles during pursuits. Others were shot while shielding the very people they loved. Their bodies fell, but their purpose never wavered. Communities felt these losses deeply. Streets lined with people who never met the dog still found themselves grieving. Children asked questions parents struggled to answer. Officers stood straighter, heavier with the knowledge of what was given. In every department and unit, the absence was felt immediately. Empty kennels echoed. Leashes hung unused. Patrol cars felt incomplete. Handlers often say, they were just dogs. They say it to survive. They say it because accepting the full truth would break them. But the truth reveals itself at funerals like these. You do not fold a flag for just a dog. You do not render a salute for just a dog. You do not mourn like this for something replaceable. These K9s earned their place through action, not words. Through nights without rest and days without recognition. They endured harsh training, long deployments, and constant danger, never expecting reward. Their loyalty was not transactional. It was absolute. They served until their bodies could no longer follow their hearts. And even then, their legacy stayed behind, etched into the people and places they protected. Away from the missions and the medals, these dogs lived different lives. At home, they slept at the foot of the bed or curled beside the door, always alert, always close. They waited patiently as uniforms were folded and boots were laced. When the uniform appeared, their excitement filled the room. Tails wagged. Paws danced. Not because work was easy, but because work meant being together. Handlers were more than partners. They were family. They shared quiet mornings, late nights, and moments of exhaustion only they could understand. These dogs sensed stress before words formed. They leaned in when comfort was needed. They stood guard when fear crept in. In silence, they healed wounds no one else could see. One handler lost his leg to an explosion overseas. He later said the hardest moment was not waking in the hospital, but walking behind his partner's casket, knowing the dog had tried to warn him, tried to save him. Another officer buried his K9 beneath a pine tree behind the station, the dog's favorite place to rest. What was once ordinary ground became sacred. No one steps there without remembering. Retirement, when it came, was short for many. Their bodies aged faster than their spirits. Even then, they stayed vigilant, watching over homes instead of streets. Their purpose shifted, but their loyalty never did. They did not count years. They counted moments spent beside the humans they protected. These dogs did not live long lives. They lived full ones. Lives filled with meaning, discipline, and love that never hesitated. They asked for nothing in return. No recognition. No reward. Only to stay close and do their job. And they did every single time until the very end. When the ceremony ends, the crowd slowly disperses. Flags are folded with care. Commands are spoken softly. The casket is lowered, and with it, a chapter closes. But what remains does not fade. Stories are told quietly afterward. Names are spoken with respect. Lessons are carried forward by those who served beside them. These dogs never understood medals or ranks or salutes. They did not know what a funeral meant. They understood something far more important. Protect your human. Stay close. Move forward. That understanding shaped every decision they made. It guided them through danger and into history. When we say, "Thank you for your service," we are not offering empty words. We are making a promise. A promise that their sacrifice mattered. That their loyalty saved lives. That their courage changed outcomes. That they will not be remembered as equipment or tools, but as heroes. Police K9s and military dogs stand among the few who give everything without ever asking why. Their legacy lives on in the officers who walk safer streets, in the soldiers who return home, and in the communities that pause to honor them. Every salute given, every tear shed, every silent moment of respect reinforces the truth. You do not honor just a dog like this. You do not mourn just a dog like this. You do not gather in silence for just a dog. You do this for a partner, a protector, a hero who served with unwavering loyalty. They stood watch when others slept. They ran forward when others hesitated. They loved without condition and served without hesitation. And though they can no longer walk beside us, their presence remains. In memory, in honor, in gratitude. They were never just dogs. They were heroes. And they always will be.